You keep chasing advice, books, and mentors and motivation. But what if your greatest teacher has been whispering to you all along in your ears? Most people aren't lost because they don't have direction. They're lost because they've stopped trusting themselves. We live in a world where it trains us to outsource our truth to someone, to seek clarity in noise of other people, validation from strangers, and meaning in achievement and money. But that quiet voice that you keep ignoring, it's not doubt. It's your intuition trying to guide you back home. Today, in this video, I want to help you hear that voice again. And if you stick till the end, I'll show you how living intuitively might be the most powerful decision that you make in your life. Reason most of us can't hear our intuition is because our ego never just stops talking. There's always a noise in our head. It's loud and it's always trying to protect us, or it's trying to compare ourselves with other people. It's always speaking in language of fear, always thinking, what would other people think about me? What if I fail? What if I miss my chance? It's opposite to what intuition sounds like. Intuition's voice is much more calm, patient, and almost like a whisper, okay? It doesn't argue, it actually just tells you because it knows. And when your mind is full of all this noise, you cannot tell which voices of your ego and which voices of your intuition. So the first step to hear your intuition is actually to create silence. Because when you create silence and you're quiet and your mind is quiet, you can finally hear the voice of your intuition. When you slow down, when you take a breath, and you sit with your thoughts without trying to change them or fix them, your ego starts to quieten down. In that stillness, something deeper begins to slowly start to speak to you. But you got to develop the ear to listen to it. Intuition obviously doesn't sound the same for everyone either. Think of it like your personal GPS, right? It speaks unique languages. For some people, for example, they're more somatic. They might feel a hunch in their gut. That's why it's called gut feeling, and a little something in their body, or a relief or expansion of a thing of your heart when you're moving towards the right direction. So it could feel like that if you're a body person. If you're an emotional person, it might be different emotions. Negative emotions you feel around things might be your intuition speaking to you. If you're more visual, you might be getting dreams, or maybe even you can see beyond the moment and look beyond, and you get visions of what's going to happen. So everybody's different. For intellectual peoples, it could be a download. It could be a thought that sounds so clear. When you're confused and all of a sudden you get that one thought of clarity and everything makes sense, that could be your intuition. So you got to figure out and learn the language your intuition is trying to speak to you. And that's why journaling or going for a walk or meditating, it's not a ritual. It's actually the way you feed your soul, the way you can actually start to develop the ear for your whisper. That's your intuition. You actually cannot force your intuition. You can only invite it. You can create the right conditions and just invite it. And that's why mindfulness in the moment, being present in this moment, is so important, because this is where you can really hear the intuition. Here's something very practical. Why can't we start our day? The first thing we do in the morning is, instead of checking our phones, we put it away. We actually start our day with 5 minutes of silence. Just sitting there, listening to our thoughts, just listening to our breath, being grateful to just be, alive, and make it our daily ritual, to ask myself every morning in that silence, hey, what can I do today that feels aligned? What does my energy want me to do? What should I do next? Start checking in every morning and in those quiet moments. And that's when you will hear that whisper that will give you the exact plan for what needs to happen today. And that's your intuition. Now I want to clarify this thing. Living intuitively doesn't mean that life becomes very easy and flowy, right? Life has challenges. It just becomes more real, right? You start making choices that start feeling good instead of looking good, right? You start having relationships where you are with people where you feel you're growing instead of those people draining you, right? You walk away from things that don't match your vibe anymore, don't match your energy, because you're not scared to be alone. You really finally start listening that that's not you. You become more authentic. But it's not always smooth. Sometimes intuition will guide us places very uncomfortable, things, and force us to do things that we are very scared to do. Maybe like breaking up of a relationship, maybe forcing us to change our jobs and finally pursue a dream, or maybe be very alone and take every relationship away from us so we are left alone to just be with solitude. So intuition could be scary in a sense. It could put us in uncomfortable situations, but eventually that's good for us, and you have to trust that and allow it to tell you what's the next step to do. So it doesn't always lead you to comfort, it leads you to growth. And that's when you start trusting yourself, when you start trusting the entire business of life. It becomes much more lighter because there's no overthinking, there's no noise. You're not looking for other people's validation or reactions. You trust that all the knowledge is within yourself. And you just find time every day to sit down quietly and ask yourself, what's the next step for me? And instead of feeling lost, you feel that there's a power, there's a source, there's a God out there, there's an energy that's guiding you and me every single day, telling us what needs to happen. You don't need another roadmap, bro, right? You don't need to look for another book, another mentor, or another 5-step formula, or buy a new course. You just need to remember to listen to your own voice. That quiet, grounded voice that speaks to you in a certain way, right? It's been speaking the whole time. So take a deep breath, create a nice, quiet space for yourself and start listening. Because the next time you feel that little subtle pull, that calm knowing that this doesn't align with me or I should go in this direction, don't think it's luck or coincidence. That's your intuition. And it's time to start trusting it. You're not lost, you're just learning how to listen to direction. Till the very next time, this is Shay, signing off. Make sure if this hits you home, and if you do have an intuitive calling to share this video, make sure you share with someone you love so they can start listening to their intuition and actually awaken their heart and live their dreams and their purpose and be a powerful human being. Till the very next time, this is Shay, signing off. Feeling man.